Hi everyone, welcome to Coding Vertex. And you are welcome back to our Angular development series. In our previous video, we discussed the basic of Angular and how to install the Angular CLI. If you haven't watched that video, I'll highly recommend you to watch that before continuing with this one. In this video, we'll take the next step and generate a new Angular project using the CLI. I'll introduce the concept of Angular components, which are the building blocks of an Angular application. I'll explain what they are and how they fit into the overall structure of Angular project. So without wasting time, let's get started. So I have created one empty folder here and I will going to create one project in this particular location. To create a project, you need to open command prompt in this particular location. To do that, you just need to go into the address bar here and you just need to type cmd. After that, press enter and you will see one new window, and this is our command prompt. You can also say it as a terminal. And now if you want to create a project, you just need to type ng new and project name. In my case, I will going to write Angular series. For your information, ng will represent as Angular, new represent new project, and this is the name of our project. And it is asking, would you like to add Angular routing? So I will type S. At this moment, you don't know about Angular routing, but you will get to know in my next lectures. So now it is asking which kind of style sheet format you want to use. And in this case, I will use SCSS. I hope you know about SCSS. If you don't know, let me know. I'll make video on that also. So I'll press enter and now it will start creating the project. And I'll stop my video and then I'll resume once this is done. So our project is created, and alongside that I also made some notes for you. I will share these notes in GitHub repository. Also I will share this project. You can follow this project. As we will go further in our Angular series, all the content will be in that project. I'll make separate part for all the concepts. Now as you can see, in my previous video also I told you about component. Okay, in Angular everything is a component based architecture. So what is that? If you will see, component is a building block of web application that controls part of user interface. So I will show you everything in practical way. For that I need to go to my project. I'll open my project in VS Code. I'll open this and I'll open my CMD here and then I'll type code space dot. So this command will open that particular folder in Visual Studio Code. So as you can see, I have this project here. I'll explain each and everything in detail, what all these things are here, what all these files are here, and what is use of that. But at this moment, you should go step by step because Angular is a very big framework and you will not understand each thing in first go. So at this moment, only be familiar with the components. So if you will see src, our main project folder, src is our source code. So if you will open that, you will see app folder here. You will also see index.html main.ts. Assets is also there. If you will open app folder, then you will see six files here. One is app model, app component ts, spec.ts, scss and html. Every component will be consist of four files. So html, css, spec.ts and ts. This is one app component. And what is about this routing model? What is about this app model.ts? I'll explain it. Don't worry, but at this moment, just understand about components. So if you will see here, what I'll do, I'll run my project. To run my project, I will open terminal in my VS Code, and by default PowerShell will be here, but I'll open command prompt. That will be very convenient. So I will type ng serve. So ngserve will run this project. Till this project run, I'll explain some things here. So if you will see in HTML, you can write all the HTML code. In CSS, obviously you can write your CSS code. In spec.ts, you can write unit test code here, unit test scripts. And now we have app component.ts. So this is the file where you can write your JavaScript code. So our project is compiled successfully. Now you can see one link here. You can press Ctrl and click. After that, it will automatically open in your browser. Now you can see there is something boilerplate code. Now they also have mentioned all the things here, like it's a little introduction, introductory project. So we don't need to worry about that. I will clear each and everything. So I need to go into the HTML. I will select all and I'll delete everything. And instead of that, I'll type here h1 and then I'll I'll type hello coders. So everyone is coders here who are watching my series. Okay, so if you will see, you can see that particular h1 tag appearing here. So as I told you, component will have this kind of structure or architecture. Now this is the main app component. Okay, if you want to create new component, then you just need to open new terminal. You need to let this terminal open because compilation process is always active here. So I will open command prompt. You can see we have two terminals now. In one terminal we are running our project and in another terminal we will do some operation. So if you want to create a component, you can type ng, then generate component, and after that you can type the component name. So this is our first component, so I'll write first name here and then I'll press enter. Once you write this command, you can see it will create HTML file spec.ts, ts and css, and it will update module.ts file as well. So all the information you can observe here. And now if you will see, you can see one folder here in which we have 4 files associated with that particular component. Now I will type here. You can see something is already written here, and that is the first works. That means first component works. Now I'll tell you about component. In the component, the main file is first component.ts. If you will see, every component will going to have one class associated with that particular component. In this case, it is the first component, and every component will be object. So all the things, properties and methods related to that particular will be object property of this particular class. Now if you will see, we have imported component from Angular core, and we have this component. Don't worry about that. I'll explain why this at the rate component is here, and you just understand about this thing at this moment. We have selector. Selector means the name of our component. So in this case, my component name is app first. You can also rename it. We have template URL. Template URL means if we have our component, then we will obviously going to have our HTML file. So you can mention that particular file path here, and same with our style sheet URL. So as you can see, we have first component.css. Now I will explain about component how it works. Now you may ask that okay, component is created. If you will see in HTML, I also have something written there. But if I see the project, nothing is there, right? Only the app component structure is here. So why it is so? Because we didn't loaded our this component into our app component. So let me tell you in diagrammatic form. I have created one diagram for you. If you will see, this this is our app component, okay? And as you know, I have created my first component. If so, app component will be the container and all the component will be loaded in this particular app component. And if you want to use or if you want to load this component in this app component, then you need to write that component selector name, and that selector name is written in the TypeScript file. As you can see, I have this. You can also rename this. So what I'll do, I'll go here and I will type app first. If you will see the compiler terminal, you can see it compiled successfully, and you can see first work component loaded here. Now I'll do something here. Okay, I'll go into my first component. I'll type something h1 or h2. This is first component. You can see here this is the first component appearing, and now I will create one box. Control X, division. Now I written here one class name. Class is the first container, and if I want to give this CSS, use dot, and I just need to give border here, border 1 px solid. Okay, as you can see, this is component. Okay, now I also give one little style and HTML. So you can delete your HTML and CSS. How to do that? I'll tell you. So first, whatever your HTML code is there, you can paste it in here as a string. So in this case, it is not working. Why? Because we need to give it as a template literals. I hope you know about template literals. For your information, it is a kind of string in JavaScript. Um, Let me show you. There is on screen keyboard. In case of JavaScript, we can use single and double inverted comma to create a string. But there is something you can see, that is the backtick symbol. So I use this backtick symbol. I hope you know about template literals in JavaScript. It is a part of ES6. If you don't know, I'll also explain about that. Just let me know. Now I'll delete the URL here because it is a template. It's not template URL. And if I'll control save, you can see it's compiled successfully, and still that thing is here. Now even if I delete this file, you can see nothing is breaked, everything is working. Now if I delete, for your information, I'll copy this and I'll delete this thing. Now you can see something is broken here, right? Because we given style URL here and we don't found this file. But now I don't want to use this file. Instead of that, I would like to use template literal, and then I'll paste my CSS here. Now if I'll save, you will see it's broken, it's not working. Why? Because we have style URL mentioned here. Instead of that, we need to make it as a styles. If we made it as a style and if you saved that, now it is working, right? And not only that, you can also see we have spec.ts file. I can also delete that thing. And once I delete that, you can see now I have only TypeScript file here, right? If I save, everything is working. And if you will see, nothing is broken. Now, but as I told you, every component will have 4 files associated with that. But it's not the perfect case. Where is my notes? In my notes, I have told you one thing in last. It is consist of TypeScript class, right? So you can eliminate the HTML and CSS file if you want, but you can keep that because if you are creating very big component, lot of HTML and CSS file, all the things, if you handle all the things in one file, then that will become little hectic. So that is why Angular created 4 files structure for every component. So you can manage each and everything in very efficient manner. So I hope you understand each and everything. At this moment, I only told you about component. Now you are familiar about how component is loading into the app component and all. And now in next video, I will tell each and everything in detail. What is every file here, what all files doing here, and how this everything is working together to load the component and create the website layout. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me in comment. I'll clear your doubt and we'll meet you in my next video. Thank you.